Good morning, everybody. How are you all? I hope you're well. This is Jo, and it is Sunday. She has no idea what day it is. 21st of July. We're going to do a little plan with me. I'm just going to wait for a few more people to hop on. How are you all? How is everybody? Have you had a good week? I have been on annual leave this week, so I have no clue what's going on in the real world. I've been busy in my garden. Jem, I can see that you got a new doggo. How's she settling in? Hello, hello, hello. Hello, hello, hello. Lots of people popping on. Cool. So, I want to do a couple of things this week. I'm going to set up my weekly for next week, so that I'm all ready to go. And then I wanted to set up a little spread, something that I want to do more of in my journal, which is like a little recap of events. So for this one, I want to look at the StationeryFest we just did event and write like what went well, what didn't go well, what we could do better, so that I can look back at it when it comes close to next year's event and learn from it, because it's all well and good kind of having it in your head, but a year from now I will have forgotten it all. So I want to start using my journal better so that we don't just do a big launch and then forget about it. We move on and kind of learn what we want to do more of. I don't know if you can hear my phone's doing a weird thing today where it's not really enjoying being connected to my Mac. I hope you can't hear the binging that it's doing. It seems to be, the stream seems to be okay, but let me know if you can hear any dodgy noises. So after my stream today, I am meeting some friends to go for a dog walk, which will be lovely. And that will be the end of my week off. And then back to normality from next week. So I'm using my rainbow boxes. A cat that is not mine has just walked into my spare room, which is ideal. Hello. This is my neighbour's cat. He's called Salem. Has just walked in and is now rubbing himself on my foot. We love it when random cats that aren't ours. He's a monkey. He thinks he owns the place. What are you doing, Salem? Come here, please. You don't live here. So I'm going to do I want to do the yellow box? Maybe. Salem! Yeah, this isn't even my cat. This is ridiculous. Come on. Yeah, okay. I know what I'm doing. I think Salem's just got in my bath. It's like they've got like an email newsletter. What is that noise? That's like, we know the local lady that will befriend the cats and let them all in. And they've sent it out, and Salem's got the newsletter, and he just lets himself, every time I leave the back door open, which I have now, so Freckle can kind of come and go in the garden, Salem lets himself in, which is ideal. So I'm going to do 5 boxes that are this shape, and then I'm going to do 2 of the pink boxes to make up my weekend, because my weekend should be less task heavy in theory. Been really good this week. I've been absolutely exhausted from all the gardening, so I haven't done really any work on my week off. I sent like 2 emails this morning because they needed to be sent and I should have sent them last week. Other than that, I've had a proper rest, which is very lovely. Did you all get a chance to enjoy some of the, oh dear, that was a really dodgy line, some of the good weather that we've had? I'm going to use my correct pen. The day that we had to shovel 2 ton, literal ton of stones wasn't the hottest day of the week, but it was a very hot day, and I've managed to burn my back because I'm a wally. But the really, really hot day was the day that I was setting up the raised beds, and we had to lift quite a lot of soil, and both me and my brother were absolutely sweltering. Yeah, it wasn't good. We have to keep coming in because it was scorchio. That's my week. So I've got 5 spaces for the weekdays and then 2 spaces for the weekend. I'm making a mess. So I'm excited to go in the office tomorrow and see what's arrived while I've been gone. Oh, look at that. That's the noise. Did anyone hear that then? I'm going to get rid of this and get a new bit. I don't know why my phone is making that noise this time. It's never done it before. It's doing like a thing where it doesn't know whether it wants to be attached or not. My phone is on silent, so it shouldn't be a notification. Why is it? Yeah, that's what it is, but I don't know why it keeps connecting and reconnecting. I've got all the things connected like I normally do. Who knows? Put that on there and then I'm gonna... God, what is the matter with this today? Everything's making it dirty. Right, we'll leave that for a second. You might have to do some creative washi tape to make it decorated. So apologies to everybody that doesn't like it when I do this. I do get comments saying that they think this is wasteful for the washi tape, but I find it a lot quicker to do it like this than I do to cut the pieces. And it only wastes this tiny strip, and washi tape is plant based, not plastic based, and you can recycle it. unfortunately I can't turn it off and turn it on again now because we're on a live stream and it will disconnect everything. So we're just going to have to go with it and live with the weird notification noise for today. Like, this is literally the bit that I'm wasting. This size. It's half of a head. What I think I've learned is the more views that a reel gets, the more I upset people. Like any reels that do sort of okay and get a couple of thousand views, everybody's really nice. But if it goes a little bit viral and I get like, I don't know, 100,000 or 200,000 views, that's when people start to get angry about things. I guess the thing is if you get angry and you comment, it actually helps the reel because it's engagement. So, thanks, I guess. This knife is from Amazon. And I find it very good. Some things aren't worth getting angry about, you're right, Carol. But I get a lot of, you started the month with the wrong day. You didn't do the line straight. You can't do anything. That kind of thing. As I say, it's all engagement. So thank you for my engagement. It helps us get seen. So that is good. So I need my days of the week. So, in the world of Ipsa Daisy, although I'm very disconnected, next weekend is our Stencil time machine, which is very exciting. So for anyone that's relatively new around here, or if you just want to replace subscription box stencils that you've had, or you want more than one of them, this weekend is the weekend to do it, because all of our big one and mini one stencils will be available to purchase for one weekend only. And once we have all the orders, they will be made to order, so there will be no waste. We'll make exactly the amount we need, and then they will be gone again until the next time machine event. And we tend to do one every 1 to 2 years. It's been over 18 months since the last time we did a time machine event. No, next weekend. And for those people that are lovers of storage and tote bags, we ordered a tote bag. Fun behind the scenes facts. We ordered a tote bag to be given away at the StationeryFest. Why can't I do this line? Why does it hate me? That's a mess, isn't it? I might go over that with a bit of what do you call it? Super easy sticker sheet. For those people that went to StationeryFest, we were supposed to have a freebie on the stand, but unfortunately it didn't arrive in time, despite the fact that I ordered them in early May. and it should have arrived late May. It didn't arrive in time. It arrived the day we got back from StationeryFest. So we will have a free tote bag with a minimum spend. All the details of that will be going out this week. So you get a little extra freebie with your time machine stencils, which is fun. This line is really annoying me. What can I use? What can she use? I reckon I got some stuff saved somewhere, but I just don't know where. Like the Team Cat bags, but they have our stationery gang on them. So yeah, and it says I Heart Stationery on it. I haven't got one here, so I can't show you. There is a graphic on our social media if you want to have a little looky. This line's winding me up, so I'm going to need to try and fix that. If I were my super easy sticker sheets, where would I be? That's what I wanted. So Dawn asks, ooh, do we have to order those stencils separately? No, you don't. You can order them at the same time as other shop stuff, but they will not be dispatched until everything that's made for the time machine is made. So I think we've said not the following week, but the week after will be when we start dispatching things from the stencil time machine. So if you're desperate and want things quickly, then I would do them in 2 orders. If you're happy to wait, then yeah, combine the orders. Everything, we won't be splitting order, so everything will be sent at the same time, basically. I'm going to use going to hide. I'll give it a go. Things on the floor. So yesterday I had to take Frecklina for her annual vaccine and nail trim, and you may think, you're a veterinary nurse, Jo. Why do you have to take your own dog for a nail trim? Why can't you do it yourself? That's a great question. The answer to that question is, my dog is ridiculous. So she screamed so much while she was fine for a vaccine, absolutely fine. Like good as gold, didn't need muzzling, yeah. Full exam, absolutely fine. Did the nail trim. She screamed so much that she made herself go blue because she's very dramatic with her nail trims. She has to have someone. She tried to bite my dear friend Chloe because Chloe was restraining her, and she peed all over Chloe. So it was all very dramatic. So when she got home, she was absolutely exhausted, and she slept for the rest of the evening because she's a drama queen, and there's something about her nails that she absolutely hates. I've tried desensitizing her, doesn't work. Can't get anywhere close to a desense because she's just so dramatic about the whole thing. So at least it's done now, and hopefully the fact that her knee's better will mean that we'll go for longer walks, which means that she will hopefully keep her nails worn down a bit more without me having to trim them. That's slightly better than it was. Poor Freckle, poor Chloe. Flora also had her vaccine and she was good as gold because she is my non-problematic pet. So this is my weekly. I'm going to leave this empty so that I can basically, I might do a rolling to-do list. Let's do that and get it done. Yeah, Flora's a good girl, bless her. Freckle is not liking her nails. She's still having her hydrotherapy, and the lady who does her hydrotherapy said she's getting to know the real Freckle now because she barks when she's done and she wants to be taken out of the hydrotherapy pool thing. And if the lady takes too long, she gets cross at her and she barks at her and tells her to hurry up. She's getting to know her true personality and not the little timid beast that she pretends to be. She is a monster. What theme is everybody doing for August? Have you decided yet? Cappy for August, lemons. Those lemon sticky notes, I think, are freaking adorable. Sorry if I'm taking a really long time with this. Once this is done, I'm going to move on to my next spread. I think that banging might still be the stray cat. It's not a stray cat. There is where do I find out what the lemon theme box looks like? If you go onto our blog, we do an unboxing blog 2 days after dispatch, so you'll find it then. It is www.uptodaysyuk.com/latest-news, and that is our blog page, and on there you'll see all of our blogs, and there's a unboxing of Squeeze the Day. go. So our theme box stencils run sequentially in number. They're all TB. So box 1 was TB 1, 2, 3, 4, 3 being uppercase, 4 being lowercase. Box 2, which was Cappy Says Relax, was 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 being uppercase, 8 being lowercase. And then box 3, which is our Squeeze the Day, is 9, 10, 11, 12, 11 being uppercase, 12 being lowercase. So that, depending on what we're doing, is including alternates. So uppercase is in the first box, lowercase was in the second box, uppercase was in the third box, taking it in turns, and then the extra one, if you want to get it, is in the shop. Hopefully that makes sense. So if you haven't got 12, it will be the lowercase version of Squeeze the Day, which is on sale now. You can't order the current theme box until the month of which it is for subscribers runs out. So if we have any left at the end of the month, they go up for sale in our past boxes section. They are more expensive as a past box. You don't get postage included. So if you think you're likely to order theme boxes more than once, I would suggest subscribing, and then you can pause it when you don't want your box. So basically the blog notification goes out on the 15th or the 16th of the month saying what the next month's theme is, and you have until the payment is taken, which is on the 1st of the following month, to pause it. If you pause it in between the 15th and the 1st, no payment will come out. If you don't pause it, I'm going to sneeze. And a payment comes out on the 1st, and you receive the box the middle of the following month. If you leave it paused, then you don't receive any boxes. It has to be active when payment date comes around, which is the 1st, in order to receive that month's box. All of that information is in our FAQs, which I can link here. Hold on one momentos. If you subscribe at any point during July, then you will receive our July dispatch box, which is Squeeze the Day, as your first box. Next payment will be due to be taken on the 1st of August, and that will be for Grow, which will be dispatched on the 14th of August. and Grow is the first box of our new colour palette, which is all on the Create blog. I tried to share a link, but it doesn't want to share it, so I don't know if I just can't share it. Hold on. I'll try again. Oop. But if you go on the website and look under subscriptions, there's FAQs. It's not letting... Oh, there we go. Let me do it now. This is a very simple little weekly spread, but I think it does the job. And I'm really liking how, like, all the things for this quarter kind of all match each other. Works nicely. Yeah, that's fine, Lou. And any other ambassadors, go for it. Fist fights. I loved your stop motion, Louise. I think it was really cool. If you want to see what's inside the box, Louise did a really cool like stop motion animation of an unboxing, which you can find on her social media page, and I think I shared it with the story, but it might have gone now. Okay, party people, that's done. Let's go on to the next page. Hi Tilly, is this your first plan with me? She's super cute. I love seeing the photos of her. Right, so I need to think about what I want here. I'm going to do a heading through the middle using my Smile font. Aww, Tilly. Lucy too. Hey Lucy Lou. You okay, Poppet? How is life with a baby sister? Are you coping? If you've if you have reactivated your subscription, you already had a subscription and it was on pause, you're going to need to email in order for the payment to be processed straight away. So the reason for that is if you activate it after the 1st of the month, the next payment won't come out until the 1st of the following month, which is August, and August will be our grow box. So if you already had a subscription and it was on pause, you need to email orders@upsadaisyuk.com and ask Tracy to process a payment manually from that subscription in order to get the Squeeze the Day box. If it was a brand new subscription, then the payment will be processed automatically and you'll get the box automatically. But yeah, if you've got a subscription, you need to make sure it's unpaused before the 1st of the month in which you want the box. Hopefully that makes sense. Now I've already used nearly an entire roll of chevron washi tape. It's been one of those tapes that I think is like really, really easy to use. It's always the way that they're like perhaps not the cutest designs, but pretty much go with everything, which is nice. Oh, Tilly's a good girl, sleeping all that time. How many weeks is she, Jem? Remind me. Has she had vaccines yet? Nine weeks today. Okay, so maybe started her vaccines but not finished. I'm assuming you're going to vaccinate. Shouldn't assume. Hey Anna. Oh cool, so once she's had her vaccines you can start properly socialising and all that malarkey. Are you taking her to puppy classes? Yeah, please get insurance. For sure. Oh, Jem, you're a good girl. You would be a second vaccine that I would be very happy to see. The nurses always did the second vax in practice, and that was mainly what I did. I was a nurse, a consulting nurse. And when people were doing all the things, it made me super happy. Because you know you're going to have a lovely doggo at the end of it. Nice and socialised and protected. Yeah, that's great. Carry around if you can. Get her used to... It's really frustrating because the first 12 weeks of a dog's life are like key for socialisation and getting them used to seeing different types of people and different vehicles and people with hats on and people with glasses and bikes and all of those sorts of things. But frustratingly, it's also when they're not protected from a vaccine point of view. So like you need to do as much socialising as you can whilst also keeping her safe from a vaccinatable disease perspective. And it sounds like you're doing all the things, which is why I would be a very, very happy vet nurse. Wow. Is she quite food oriented? Always makes life a lot easier for training if they're foodie dogs. Undo this roll of washi tape. Don't know. I don't think I do. I think I want a... Please. Oh, I am. I'm a frustrated nurse not in practice anymore. Cats are also excellent. I'm very much a cat person. I'm not sure if I've told you all, but I have a feral cat that I feed, plus my two, plus random neighbour's cat that likes to come in. He is very much owned. He just likes to follow Elvis. Jem says, with the vaccine, can't remember with Lucy, can she walk a week after a second one or is it 2 weeks? Now your vet will advise, so very much take this with a pinch of salt, but our advice always used to be, I think technically from a perspective of vaccine protection, it's 2 weeks. However, as I've said, getting them used to lead walking and socialising is really important. So for me, it's always about managing a risk. So if you're taking them on pavements, not near loads of other dogs, then I would do that a week after the second vac, if not a little bit before, to be honest. But you've got to kind of manage your risks. So yeah, make sure you're not sort of socialising her with loads of doggos, but getting used to going on the lead and being out on walks is really important. So it's weighing up the two. We always used to have a handout that kind of explained you're managing vaccine protection versus socialisation, because it's not like at 2 weeks like a switches and suddenly they're protected. It's like titrated up until that point. Hopefully that makes sense. Cats are most excellent creatures. Right. Hey, Alex. So what do I want here? I think I want to take this up. Oh, happy birthday to little one, Alex. That's amazing. I'm not going to waste this washi for anyone at me. I just decided that I want 4 boxes along the bottom because I think it will look more balanced. Okay. It's a very wonky title there. Right, I want to. So out of the things that we sold, I can see on Zettel what went well and what didn't go well. Our sales were slightly increased. So let's take that over there. Our sales were increased, but our costs were very much increased. So we have to pay for the stand, petrol, accommodation, food, display materials, staff time. Hey Shima. Okay. I found a way, there we go, by product last month. So our biggest seller was font stencils. We sold 79. Super easy. We sold 63. Classic, we sold 44. We sold 24 storage binders. Grid guides we sold 12, 14. Grid rulers we sold 6. Okay. So total sales was £2,000. Was that more or less than what you thought a small business would take at an event? Interested to know. Obviously that's not all profit, because all of these products have a cost associated to them. But I thought it's interesting to break it down into how much things cost. Let's have a look at what the actual event costs are. Have I got my invoice? So we had 2 6-foot tables. I can't find my exact amount, but I think it was about 250. So it's 192. These are rough numbers. Where is the hotel booking? I know where. I can't find it. Okay, we might have to guess that. I think it was about £400. Let's say food was 150, display materials were 100, so that's a lot. 4, 5, 6, 750, 850, 950, 1050, less 15, less 8, 1050, 1035, 1023. Oh, parking, yeah. Parking was another 50 quid. So this is why when you look at it, like this looks like a big number, and I'm really grateful for the sales. It was an improvement on last year. But before you've even taken into account the cost of all these products, which is significant, the packaging of all of those products, I've spent over half of it in just attending the event. Then you've got the cost of all the products, and then on top of that we've got the staff time for us to attend, because for Kate and for Tracy and me there has to be days off to make up for working a weekend, so that's massive. That's pretty much the rest of that money gone. But there was also a significant amount of time on the run up to that event where Jordan, Tracy, Kate and myself were all prepping all of these products to take with us. So in actual fact, doing StationeryFest costs us money. We don't make money from it. I think it's worth being transparent as a small business. It's not something that we go and then I'm like, ooh, go, brilliant. But the thing that we're going for, and this is what Tanya is asking, is getting exposure to new people. And I hope that because we slightly changed the focus this year, the year before we'd gone, we took everything with us. We did a lot of very discounted stuff like lucky dip boxes. And although those things are great and it shifted the product, it doesn't sell us to new people. It's just, oh, I've got a cheap box of stickers. Whereas hopefully, because we focus on stencils, which is what we do that other people don't do, it means that the sort of people that are going to buy stencils at the event will hopefully come back and be a regular customer for us long term. Did we get more sign up for the subs? We sold 13 theme boxes, past boxes at the event. I think from what I looked at prior to going on holiday, about 3 of those people, maybe 4, have come over and signed up to the subscription. With hindsight, that is something that I wouldn't do again. So, and tell me if this is, I don't know if this is interesting or not interesting to people. It's interesting to me because I'm a small business owner. But when you're looking at marketing, that everything is a funnel. So you want to get lots of people in the top of your funnel. So that's what, like, the reels and the catchy things. So if you get maybe 500,000 people to see a reel, by the time they go through your marketing funnel, so they see a reel, then they see something else that's middle of funnel, tell them about the business, to actually get them to the bottom of the funnel, which is when they make a purchase. From 500,000 people seeing a viral reel, it probably translates into maybe 100 sales. So StationeryFest really is a top of funnel event, where we should be getting our name out there. Something like getting subscriptions to sign-ups to a subscription is more lower down your funnel. And someone that's never heard of Upsadaisy is unlikely to subscribe to a subscription based on seeing us at an event. They're going to want to know more about the brand, meet us, potentially buy 1 or 2 products, get to know it, and then by the time they get down the funnel to being like a regular customer, which is the bottom of the funnel, when you become a customer, then you become a regular customer, then you become what is known as a fan. This is all marketing funnel speak, and I'm explaining it really badly, I think. Something like theme box with hindsight isn't something that I should have been focusing on at StationeryFest. It should have been very much more top of funnel. Who are we as a brand? What do we do? Which is the stencil element, which is why the top sellers for us at the event were stencils and theme box. Although it took up an entire table, we had 2 tables. It took up too much room versus the number of sales. So if you think of this having a whole table of real estate at the event, whereas all of these things were on the other table, this is something that I've learnt from and I won't do at future events. So I'm going to add that into my thing. The other thing that I think I needed to do for this event, which we didn't do, and I had planned to do it, but we basically run out of time because of the just the vastness of the job that we took on to do all of the cheat sheets and everything for what we took, which I think went really well, is we needed to have more for existing customers so that there was a reason for new people to come, but also a reason for existing customers to come. So in future events, I would use this for have all of the stencils that we took before, but also have maybe 5 new stencil designs which premiered at StationeryFest, so that if you're an existing customer and you come to visit us at the stand, there's something new for you to see. The other thing was a lot of existing customers would come and look at all the stencils and be like, I'm not sure what I've got and what I haven't, so I'm not sure that I'll make a purchase because I can't be sure that I haven't already got it. Whereas if we had 5 new things that hadn't been on the shop, our existing customers would know, I definitely don't have those. Let's try them on the creative station. If I like them, then I could purchase them. So having something for existing customers and new customers, although the weighting would always be to new customers because that is the goal of an event like this, is to reach new people. We also need to make sure that we've got something for existing customers. Does that make sense? Have I just waffled? So this is why I wanted to like write all of this down, so that next year when it comes to attending the event, I can go, okay, yeah, I remember now, this is what we learned from last year, and then let's build on it each year. Because I think this year was definitely improvement from last year, in terms of like our branding was very strong, and what we stand for was very strong, I think. But I think that we could tweak some things. I definitely think using a whole table for theme box was a bit silly. Really what you want to do from a marketing perspective, and I know this but I obviously didn't think about it, is capture all of these people's information through competitions, and then once they become a customer, then you start talking to them about subscriptions. So yeah, it's a massive learning curve, but it's, even though in terms of costings I'd say it costs us money to be there, it's not one that we could miss. It's worth being there, from getting to meet customers and having those conversations in person, which are really useful. Finding out what people want, what they've liked, what we can improve on. That's all really worthwhile the time, but also getting in front of new people that wouldn't necessarily know about us. I think that's useful as well. I'm just reading what you've all written. Alex says, I do a similar page at Christmas every year. Things to remember and think about for the next year. I.e. new decorations needed, what events were worth the pounds, etc. So useful. Yeah. It's one of those things that I think you think you're going to remember, and I know that I won't remember. So knowing all of this is quite helpful. StationeryFest is in Manchester. Yeah, and this is the thing, that if people are bought into the stencils, which is this bit, hopefully then the transition to getting them to be a regular customer, joining the community, becoming a subscriber, that step is a lot easier, because this bit has done the kind of heavy lifting, if you get my meaning. So yeah, it's an interesting we don't do a huge number of events, so kind of being able to learn from them and look back and kind of improve on last year, I think was good. What I also think went well was our display stands. I think were a lot better. So let's write some stuff in these boxes. What went well? Branding was strong. Larger stand. What went well? Yeah. 3 staff. Um, Shima says, how much of the purchases that you use this year could you use next year? In theory, we can reuse the stands about the stencils. So that's good. I think I would have less upright stands. So we had 4 A3 or A2 boards with stuff on, and I think I would keep that to 2 or 3 across the double table, because it meant it was quite difficult for us to see through to people, so we had to keep coming around the front to talk to people. We've got the tablecloths. The work that we've done this year that is going to be beneficial is the fact that we've got all of the cheat sheet designs done. So that was a massive, if you think on the run up to this event, at least 3 weeks of Kate and I's time was taken creating the cheat sheets and printing the cheat sheets, and then Tracy had to pack it all. Next year we'll have those designs already done, so it will just be a case of printing and packing, which is a lot less time intensive. So that's good. I think there's definitely stuff like the sign at the back that we could reuse again, which is just oops a daisy. I tried to do stuff that was reusable. Obviously the displays that we made for theme box that were specific to Capybara and out of office we can't use again, so that's frustrating, but there's definitely some stuff we can use again. I would really like to have some sort of big photo op thing. So I talked about potentially getting a giant stencil made so that people can stand with it and have a selfie with it, maybe to win a prize, because that's good from a capturing people's information but also getting our name out there. So that's something to think about for next year. For anyone that did attend, is there anything that you would feedback about the stand or the event, or stuff that we can have an effect over, because that's useful for us to know. You know what else went well? The accommodation. Made the decision to stay in an Airbnb outside of Manchester, and that was definitely a good call in terms of cost for the accommodation, but also just being out, having a room each, somewhere where we can properly rest, get a takeaway, chill out, because it's quite a full-on event. That's quite helpful. Just checking that I'm not missing anything big. I think this was more than this, to be honest. In fact, I definitely know that it was closer to 100 and, oh, hold on, it's way more than that. So the things were 120, 30, 40, 50, 60, 160. 1133. Yeah, maybe should have used pencil first. That's true. That's true of my life. Oh, yeah, we did. So that's probably another £100 worth. You have to give product for the VIP goodie bags. And obviously a lot of this would be less if we didn't have to stay there. Because a huge portion of that for us is travel and accommodation, and staff time was 3 days times 3 people, because we have 2 days travelling either side, plus staff prep time. No, we didn't get a goodie bag. Didn't get a goodie bag, sad face. It's interesting, I think, because this number is quite large when you take into account that number. Like, we definitely lost money attending. If you look at the event as a catch-all weekend, it's whether or not it gathers new customers, and that's really the difficult to quantify but not impossible to quantify situation that we need to think about. I think she said, Anna said, next year the VIP will have more time, which will help others get to know the brand too. Yeah, I think that there's talk of it changing next year to a 2-day event. If that happens, then it's a case of how much do these costs go up versus the, like, if it's the same 100 and how, I can't remember, it was more than that, 1,000 people but spread over 2 days, will they spend any more money? If it's double the amount of people over 2 days, yes, there's potential for higher sales, because having it be 2 days, I think, makes sense, because a lot of people said they didn't have a lot of time, but that also means an extra day here. It probably means the stand price is going to be double. Accommodation costs will go up, parking costs will go up. So it really depends on how it's managed, I guess. You'd hope that that gives the opportunity to get more people through the door. Yeah, it's a tricky one. hopefully, do we have a form or something on the website so people can tell you how they found you? I'm not sure that you do when signing up to Oops a Daisy, like making an account. We don't on checkout, but we do on our newsletter, which is useful. And we do like segment and look at where people come from. What's tricky with that is because of the whole funnel vibe, often it's not one interaction that leads people to make a purchase. In fact, I think there's some sort of stat which says they have to see you something like 10 times before they will make a purchase. So although you'll go, oh, okay, yeah, I see this ad on Facebook and I come over, the reality is most people will have seen different content quite a few times before they make a purchase. Which is why things like newsletters, you can't rely on just sending one newsletter and then that having an effect. You kind of got to give the same message in like 74 different ways, which is why so many big brands do like really irritating email marketing where they just say the same thing over and over again. So yeah, it's useful, but it's that point of contact. That's the whole funnel situation, is how many points of contact, how many times do you, even if you're not necessarily realizing, are you seeing the brand, seeing other people use the brand, seeing someone use a stencil, seeing a reel, seeing a paid Facebook ad, seeing a competition, attending like the self-care event, all of those things are points of contact before the average person makes a purchase. And that's very much like finger in the air average, because I know I've definitely seen something and then made a purchase straight away. But whether or not subconsciously I've already seen, you know, for example, I just ordered a dress from Nobody's Child, which is quite a pricey dress. And I saw a Facebook ad and I've ordered that dress, but I'm already aware of that brand. It's not the first time that I've heard of that brand. So those point of contacts maybe didn't register with me, whereas this is the one that has converted me to make a purchase. It's that kind of multiple touch point things. And you register, oh yeah, I saw that Facebook ad and it made me make the purchase, but there's a whole bunch of stuff that has happened prior to that that has given the brand like kudos. So it's, yeah, it's an interesting marketing itself. I mean, if I didn't do this or I was a veterinary nurse, I find marketing really interesting, because so much of it is about psychology and like you got to build trust with a brand and all of those things. Yeah, I try to do as many courses as I can, because it's kind of, other than like designing the stencils, that's kind of my responsibility within Oops a Daisy, is the marketing bit. And I do find it really interesting, but it's a minefield. This whole thing, like doing these online like plan with me's and stuff, is all another touch point for people. Maybe pop into one of these and maybe this is the bit that makes you go, oh yeah, that makes sense, I'm gonna get that. But there's bound to have been other exposures prior to that. I think it's quite rare for the very first time that you see or hear of a company to make a purchase on that time, even if it's you've subconsciously heard of them before. Interesting. Before I skedaddle and go for a dog walk with the doggo, the little doggo that's snoozing at the moment, I'd love any feedback on marketing or videos or things that you think we could do differently, because changing and moving and all of that is what we do, and you're only as good as your last campaign, your last idea. TPTC is the Positive Teacher Company, which is a company that specialises in planners and things for teachers and teaching assistants and those in the academic professions. We used to have a Patreon, and we moved it. It's what our VIP subscription is now. Used to be on Patreon, and we moved it into our own website just because it gives us more control and ability to kind of give discounts and things to those that are VIP members. So in the past, for patrons to get a discount, we had to give a discount code and we had to change it once a month, and it was a lot of admin. And they also, as Kate rightly says, take a huge cut of your money because they are a platform. So because we have a website, we made the call to kind of pull it all into our website, which is what the VIP membership is. Tanya says, I would love the option to have both upper and lowercase fonts in a box. So like a tier 4 box with both. Okay. We could potentially, I'm wondering, can we do that? Leave it with me. I can think about it. I can think about it and see whether that's a doable thing. I have to see how much demand was it versus the additional admin, if you get me. I can have a look. VIP is our monthly membership that gives you access to, you can join from £3 a month. So for £3 you get access to the monthly VIP masterclass, you get free printables. Then there's a silver tier where you get a free stencil, and then there's a gold tier where you get a free stencil and discounts. Sorry. Also as a VIP you get early access to new products. Cool. Any other interesting feedback or thoughts? Something that I've thought about. I haven't had loads of big crazy ideas while I was on holiday. Kate will be pleased to know. But something I was thinking about prior to holiday that I've kind of had a little think about on holiday, I'm losing my voice, is to do a stencil of the week slash stencil of the month. I need to figure out how to do it, probably week. And that be the stencil that we do a little reel for, and there's a discount on it. So it won't be a new stencil, it'll be an old stencil. And the aim of it is kind of, from all of this stuff that we've done for StationeryFest, realising quite how many stencils we have, which is a lot, that I don't talk about anymore because we always have new stuff. And I saw, is it Emma at Fox and Cactus? I think it's Emma. Apologies if it's not Emma, I think it is. So Fox and Cactus is an Australian sticker washi designer, and she does really cool stuff. So if you haven't heard of her, definitely go and have a look, because her stuff is really fun, like reverse mermaids and that kind of stuff. So the top is the mermaid and the bottom is legs with a bum. She is doing like a sticker of the week where she like focuses on an old sticker design, and does it at like a discounted price. So I was thinking that's a really cool idea, and I might implement it for stencils. What I would probably do to try and like reduce the load on myself is record 4 demos in one day, have them as reels, not as YouTube videos, so you could see them on Facebook or Instagram, and then schedule the discount on our website all in one go. So like a month is done in advance, because I'm very keen of like let's not create loads of extra weekly admin for me. Yeah, I used to do a stencil of the month back in the day where it was 25% off for the whole month. And I think in like a weekly one would be doable. I do a reel most weeks anyway. And then you could just see it maybe on a Wednesday. Every Wednesday I post a new reel with the stencil of the week, and if you want it you go to the website and buy it, and if you don't, you don't. And it would mean that I could kind of keep track of which ones are popular and which ones aren't, and it would give an opportunity to focus on the old ones. So that was just an idea I had. But other than that, I haven't really had many. I've been so exhausted. And I think back here in my chat, someone asked about Christmas. Yes, there will be a Christmas range. We haven't designed it yet, so I can't tell you what it is. And there will be a 12 days of planning, which is not Christmas based. It's like New Year goals and stuff based, which we have started designing. More information about that coming soon-ish. I think that's all of your questions, but if you have any more, hit me quickly while I have a quick drink. Otherwise, I'm going to skedaddle. And VIPs, I am here for a masterclass next week. So if you're a VIP member, which was our old Patreon, then make sure you join in. Tanya says, last week I asked Kate about a spooky font. I think Kate and I found a font that I thought would be quite a good stencil font. Basically, when I'm back in the office tomorrow, I need to make a list of things that I need to do. And drawing some Halloween stuff is one of those things. We've got our washi tape ordered. And then it's, stencil time machine, booyah, next weekend. And it starts at 6 o'clock on Friday and it goes through to 9 o'clock on Monday. It's unlimited, so you don't need to like stress and crash the website or anything. Stock is unlimited over the weekend. And then when we switch it off on Monday, I basically print out a report of all the stencils that are needed and give them to Jordan, and then he makes all the stencils. So it's quite a nice little way of giving new people access to the older stuff. But you should now, there's 2 blog posts on the website which have got all of the stencils that are included, all of our mini one stencils and all of our big one stencils. So if you want to have a looky, go over to the website. Next big one is the 1st of September. No festive stencils are in the stencil time machine. It's just the big ones and the mini ones. Yeah, that's it. I'm gonna go because I've got a dog waiting for a walk. Lovely to speak to you as always. Take care. Bye 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 bye.